Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Remember 2021? The explosion of NFTs, those pixelated apes, and headlines about digital art selling for millions. It felt like a gold rush, a crazy, chaotic, and for many, confusing time. Then came the crash, the crypto winter, and suddenly the mainstream conversation shifted. Many wrote NFTs off as a fad, a bubble that had burst for good. But is that the whole story? What if I told you the quiet period we've been in wasn't the end, but a necessary reset? Today, we're pulling back the curtain and looking at what's really next for NFTs as we head towards 2025. Forget the hype. Forget the headlines from 2 years ago. We're talking about the real, tangible evolution of this technology. And trust me, it's far more exciting than just another profile picture. So, where did all the energy go? Well, it didn't just disappear. It went underground, shifting from speculation to real-world application. The developers, the creators, the true believers, they didn't pack up and go home. They went back to the drawing board. They've been quietly building the infrastructure and use cases that will define the next chapter of NFTs. Think of the early internet. First, we had novelty websites and chat rooms. It was chaotic and hard to navigate. Then came the builders who created search engines, e-commerce platforms, and social networks, the tools that made the internet an indispensable part of our daily lives. That's the phase we're entering now with NFTs. The initial hype was like a loud, messy party. Now the serious architects are here to build the city. One of the biggest areas of growth is in gaming. And I'm not talking about those early, clunky, play-to-earn games that felt more like a chore than fun. We're talking about major game studios integrating NFTs in a way that actually enhances the player experience. Imagine owning your in-game assets, not renting them from the game company. That legendary sword you spent 100 hours grinding for, in an NFT-powered game, you could truly own it. You could sell it to another player on an open marketplace, trade it for an asset in a completely different game, or even hold on to it as a collectible long after you've stopped playing. This isn't a fantasy. This is what's being built right now. Game developers are realizing that giving players true ownership creates a more engaged and loyal community. By 2025, we'll see more 8AA titles experimenting with this, where your digital items have real-world value and utility beyond a single game's walled garden. It's about empowering the player, not just the publisher. But it's not just about gaming. Think about ticketing. How many times have you worried about counterfeit tickets for a concert or a sports game? With NFT ticketing, that problem vanishes. Each ticket is a unique digital asset on the blockchain, making it virtually impossible to fake. But it goes further. The artist or team could get a small royalty every time the ticket is resold on a secondary market, creating a new, fair revenue stream. And for you, the fan, that NFT ticket doesn't just get you in the door. It can become a digital collectible, a memento of the event. It could unlock exclusive content like a behind-the-scenes video from the band or a discount on future merchandise. Your ticket stub evolves from a piece of paper into a dynamic, interactive souvenir. This is already happening with some smaller events, and by 2025, we can expect major players in the live entertainment industry to adopt this technology on a much larger scale. Let's talk about identity and credentials. Right now, our personal and professional achievements are scattered across physical documents and centralized databases. Your university degree, your professional certifications, your medical records. What if you could consolidate them into a secure, verifiable digital wallet that you and only you control? This is the promise of soul-bound NFTs, or non-transferable tokens. These NFTs are tied to your digital identity forever. Imagine applying for a job and instead of sending a dozen PDFs, you simply grant the employer temporary access to verify your credentials directly from your blockchain wallet. It's faster, more secure, and puts you in control of your personal data. This isn't just a convenience, it's a fundamental shift in how we manage our identity in the digital age. By 2025, we'll see universities, professional bodies, and even governments begin to issue these digital credentials, creating a more seamless and secure way to prove who we are and what we've accomplished. And of course, we can't forget about the creators, the artists, musicians, and writers who were at the heart of the initial NFT boom. The crash cleared out a lot of the noise and quick cash grabs, leaving behind the artists who are genuinely interested in using this technology to connect with their audience. For them, NFTs are becoming a powerful tool for building communities. It's not just about selling a piece of digital art anymore. It's about selling a token that grants access to an exclusive community, early access to new music, a say in the creative process, or even a share of the royalties. For a musician, an NFT could be a key to a fan club that gets lifetime access to concerts. For a writer, it could be a token that lets readers vote on the next chapter of a story. This creates a direct, unbreakable link between the creator and their truest fans, cutting out the middlemen who have historically taken a huge cut. This is about building a sustainable creative economy, and by 2025, we'll see this model become a standard for independent creators. Another fascinating area is the tokenization of real-world assets, or RWAs. This sounds complex, but the idea is simple. Representing ownership of a physical item, like a piece of real estate, a luxury watch, or a fine wine, as an NFT. Why would you do this? It opens up a world of possibilities for fractional ownership. Instead of needing $1 million to invest in a commercial property, you could buy an NFT representing a small fraction of that property for $1,000. This makes investing in high-value assets accessible to a much broader range of people. It also makes transactions faster, cheaper, and more transparent, as they are all recorded on the blockchain. While this space is still in its early days due to regulatory hurdles, the groundwork is being laid. By 2025, we'll see clearer regulations emerge, paving the way for the tokenization of more and more physical assets, effectively bridging the gap between the digital and physical worlds in a way we've never seen before. So what does this all mean for you? It means it's time to start looking at NFTs differently. The speculative fever dream is over. What's emerging is a powerful, versatile technology with the potential to reshape entire industries. The key takeaway is utility. The question is no longer, how much is this JPEG worth? But what does this NFT allow me to do? Does it grant me access? Does it prove my ownership? Does it give me a voice in a community? Does it represent a share of a real-world asset? These are the questions that will define the value of NFTs in 2025 and beyond. The technology is maturing, moving from the fringes to the core infrastructure of the next-generation internet, what many call Web3. It's becoming less about the art and more about the smart contract, the code that governs what the token can do. The wild, speculative era of NFTs had to happen. It was a necessary, though chaotic, phase that brought massive attention and capital into the space. But now, the real work begins. We're moving from a period of hype to a period of tangible value and real-world integration. The NFTs of 2025 won't just be things you look at, they will be things you use. They will be your concert tickets, your game assets, your university degree, your proof of ownership. They'll be working in the background of the apps and services you use every day, making them more secure, transparent, and user-centric. The boom may be over, but the revolution is just getting started. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the future of NFTs. It's a topic I'm incredibly passionate about, and I hope this gave you a new perspective on where this technology is headed. If you found this video insightful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content on the future of tech. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is the most exciting use case for NFTs? Let's get the conversation started. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.